So we just finished cutting out the first side of our iPhone, and now we're going to flip it around and do the back side. We will have to retouch off some of our X and Y axes just because we're moving our part around, but we won't have to do our Y axis because we actually already touched it off to the vise the way we touched it off. So our Y will stay the same because the edge of this will be touched off against the vise in the same place. But the X we're going to have to change up a little bit. And we'll be clamping down on the iPhone profile that we cut off this time, not the side. A little bit smaller than our stock, so again a little bit. And we're actually going to touch our X-axis off. We don't need to mess with our Y, but we have to mess with our X-axis a little bit. We're going to go ahead and move the iPhone profile all the way to the very edge of your vise, and you can do that by taking a parallel and just kind of measuring it off to the edge of your vise right here. What I'm doing is I'm taking this and putting it on the edge of my vise like that so it doesn't rock, and then taking the edge of my iPhone profile all the way to that point. And what that'll allow us to do is touch off our X-axis onto the vise, and that'll let us use our machined part as our X-axis touch off. Go. It's time for the mallet. There we go. Check to see if your parallels are moving. Mine aren't moving. I tried to move them back and forth and they're all good. So we flipped it over and we're going to touch our X-axis off to the side of our vise now. So let's go ahead and switch to our edge finder. We're going to close the door. We're going to go to MDI. And our edge finder is in tool slot number 4, so I'm going to hit T4 and then ATC forward. There we go. I'm going to open the door, go to handle jog, type in 500, and hit counterclockwise or clockwise. Those are abbreviated as CW and CCW. So we're going to use our axes to move our handle jog around. I set it to X and 10 pounds. We're going to be touching off onto the side of our vise here. We're not going to be touching off right here, but we will be touching off over here, just exactly opposite of that. It's kind of hard to see since I have the stock in the way, but it'll be on the solid jaw and on the left side right over here. That's where we want our origin. So I'm going to drop this down. I'm going to bring it into me using the Y-axis. Back down. Get it to a point where it'll make contact, and we're just going to start dialing that in. I'm going to bring it in a little bit more with the Y. Send it in with the X. starting to make a little bit of contact, so I'm going to turn it to 1 thou per click. And wait for it to kick off. There it goes. All right, so we're going to have it just like that. And we're going to go to offset. To get to our part offsets, we're going to go to our X. And we're going to hit part 0 set. Yeah. There we go. It changed that. But now we need to account for the radius and diameter of our edge finder. So we're going to bring it up. So that, you know, when we send it in, it won't break our edge finder. We're going to send it in 100 thou to the X. There we go. 100 thou. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and say part 0 set again after, and make sure that you're in the X-axis for your G54. You don't want to set your Y-axis to this. And we're going to hit part 0 set. There we go. All right, so now we have our X and our Y. We do not need to change our Z, but we do need to add a small offset to our Z. So we're going to go ahead and go to our Z offsets. Right here in our work 0, in our work 0 offset, and we're going to add a little Z offset on this. We're going to add, actually we're going to subtract negative, so you can just type this in on the number pad, 0.015. And what this will do is, we took 15 thou off of our first face, so we're actually missing a little bit of thickness on our stock now. The machine doesn't know this, so we're telling it to account for that by adding a 15 thou just offset so that it moves the tip of our the tip of our tools to match the tip of our stock still. So we're going to do that and hit enter. There we go. Negative 0.015. And we've gotten all of our offsets now. So we have our program on our flash drive, the second one. I titled mine 4466. You guys could have a different number. But let's go ahead and find it in our USB drive by hitting list program. And I guess it automatically defaults to being the USB-B device, but we showed you how to get in there if it isn't. And we're going to go ahead and go to 4466. That's just mine. And I'm going to hit select program, and it'll take it into our memory screen right here. So now that our X and our Y are touched off, and all of our Z's are touched off, and we accounted for the offset, we can go ahead and start to run this. I'm going to run it with single block with a low rep and speed. I'm going to turn single block on. There we go. And I'm going to hit cycle start. There we go. It's going to switch the tool out. Get that edge finder out of there and go to our snap and check now. Turn on distance to go over here. It's a helpful little tool to just kind of check if your Z-axis is correct and all that. And the way you turn that on is you go ahead and go to display. So right here it says display. You're going to hit position. And you're going to hit that one more time. And it switches it to distance to go. And what that'll tell you is how far the tool tip will travel before the end of the next operation. It's a nice thing to look at. There we go. So it'll go down another 0.166 inches. That looks good. That looks like what we want. Another 0.05. And it's going to start feeding it in. That's what we want. That's perfect. It's just taking off the first part of the face, which is what we want for our facing operation. This has got to be a relatively long one. So I'm going to turn off single block because my offset is correct. We're going to let it run. So we finished the facing operation by taking off that big chunk of aluminum. And now we're going to go ahead and get into pocketing it out, which the drill will enter into the profile that we've cut out on the other side and give us that shell that we need for the case. Exactly. So let's go ahead and start doing that. I'm going to turn the coolant back on. I just wiped the screen off so you guys can see in there, but we're going to go ahead and turn this back on. Boom. And there we go. And this is going to be using the same tool, and I trusted Z-axis, so I'm not going to do single block. There we go. It's going to be ramping in with a circular ramp, and do that multiple step down that we did in the PowerPoint. So now the chamfers are going to be going, so cleared the screen off again so you guys can see it. Turn the coolant back on. And here it goes. Let me turn the ratchet back on a little bit. Turn single bit lock on just to make sure that my chamfers really get to the edge. There we go, they are. Turn it back off. We're going to let it run. Got to chamfer out the camera holes as well. Get rid of any burrs. There we go. So it's all finished now, so we're going to go ahead and unclamp it and observe it. See what we got. Pretty good. There we have our iPhone case. That came out great.